Tears will come tomorrow if you abandon my words before their completion. And my beloved, I solemnly warn you that tomorrow holds extraordinary significance. You may have noticed everyone preparing for tomorrow because countless voices claim the rapture approaches. My beloved, I cannot reveal the precise moment when it will occur. Yet I grant you time and purpose to ready yourself before that magnificent day arrives unexpectedly. My beloved, listen now with complete attention. I have summoned you and I speak to you not to instill terror for its own purpose, but to liberate you and guide you home. Tomorrow or countless tomorrows, the hour remains concealed, but the love I carry for you stands revealed. I provide time because my patience endures, and I issue warnings because I desire your readiness, not your dread. Receive these words as a father addresses a child about to journey, with attention, with reality, and with clear guidance that ensures safety. First, do not allow fear to overwhelm your judgment. Fear that immobilizes does not originate from me. Fear that prompts you to repair, to pray, to love, to pursue mercy that serves goodness. If your spirit stirs when considering tomorrow, transform that stirring into motion. Clasp your hands, raise your vision, and arrange your affairs. Pray, speak directly, I require you. I apologize. Assist me. I recognize every weight you conceal. Confess them audibly if necessary. Address me in your authentic voice. Nothing is too insignificant to present before me, and nothing you attempt to hide escapes my merciful knowledge. Second, restore your connections. Love serves as the marker by which others will recognize you belong to me. If anger toward someone remains, extend yourself. If you have harmed someone, approach them and express regret. If someone has wounded you, refuse to let resentment dwell in your spirit. Resentment acts as a thief. It steals tranquility, gladness, and understanding. Forgive even when difficulty surrounds you. Forgiveness doesn't require erasing recollection or accepting harm. It signifies you will no longer bear the toxin. Create peace wherever peace becomes possible. If you cannot contact someone, pray for their welfare. If you can contact them, act now. Do not await the proper feeling or the perfect moment. Make the correct decision today. Third, exist simply and with honesty. Eliminate the elements in your existence that diminish you. Avarice, performance, the relentless pursuit of recognition. Examine what you possess and question if it possesses you. Release what you do not require. Assist those requiring what you do not. When you offer quietly, not seeking approval, but because offering purifies your spirit and unlocks you to gladness. Express truth with tenderness. Do not shelter behind sophisticated language to justify what you recognize as incorrect. Truth expressed with care opens passages. Truth maintained in silence seals them. Fourth, become a beacon for those suffering. Many experience fear tonight and lack direction. Survey your surroundings. There exists the isolated neighbor, the unaccompanied mother, the individual residing in the same community yet having no one to contact. Nourish a hungry being. Remain with someone who grieves. Provide refuge to the trembling heart. Minor acts of compassion appear magnificent in my perception. They demonstrate that you recall the value of every individual. Do not assume the world's schedule of urgency. Someone's deepest requirement might simply be recognition. Possess courage enough to observe. Fifth, do not exchange your spirit for ease. Ease is not inherently wicked, but ease at the expense of your integrity brings destruction. If you discover yourself presenting two personas, one for the world and another for your deepest reality, pause and synchronize. Allow your visible existence to mirror your concealed existence. If you have permitted compromise in minor matters, mend the fractures. Character develops in the small decisions. Select repeatedly to position yourself where goodness resides, even when it appears isolated or insignificant. Sixth, return to the practices of prayer and attentiveness. Address me directly and then remain silent. Attentiveness requires discipline. In the quietness of dawn or the calm of evening, a voice exists that is not your own, a gentleness that arrives like precipitation on parched ground. Cultivate listening without the acceleration of your own contemplations. Absorb the words that generate life and allow them to cleanse you. Allow prayer to be not a catalogue of desires but a consistent orientation of the spirit toward what is genuine. Believe that I perceive you the instant you speak. 7th, protect your consciousness. The world will attempt to submerge you in disturbance, in voices that proclaim urgency while conveying nothing of love. Do not accept every fear you encounter. Evaluate what you receive by the standard of love and fairness. If something compels you toward cruelty, greed, or hopelessness, refuse it. Maintain hope firmly. Hope is not inactive. It represents a stance of the spirit that both acts and anticipates. Establish habits that reinforce hope, absorbing what is beneficial, singing what is genuine, praying with companions, offering when possible. 8th, do not judge those unlike you with hastiness. Mercy extends wider than you conceive. Hearts contain complexity and individuals traverse paths you have not witnessed. Remain resolute about what is correct, but tender about human fragility. Extend toward the hand in darkness. You cannot repair every existence and you must not claim you can, but you can represent a constant presence. Small, constant lights penetrate darkness in manners you do not always perceive. 9th, prepare practically, indeed, but do not allow preparation to transform into paranoia. Reserve some provisions. Acquire the ability to assist if a neighbor becomes unwell. Understand where your significant documents reside. These represent wise actions. Yet do not expend your final days accumulating and concealing. Reserve love, not merely possessions. Construct courage, not solely shelters. The most authentic readiness is a spirit synchronized with reality, a pure conscience, and hands prepared to serve. 10th, children, instruct them with composure. If you possess children, communicate that you cherish them beyond all your obligations. Calmly declare what is genuine. Children absorb the manner you provide them. Grant them assurance, not alarm. Embrace them. Convey that questioning is acceptable. Instruct them to pray, to express regret, to express gratitude. Demonstrate through your behaviors how to possess bravery and kindness. They acquire more from your actions than from your declarations. 11th, do not exhibit arrogance. Arrogance solidifies the spirit and seals perception. If recognition arrives, allow it to pass through you like air. If your spirit expands, recall from where all breath and ability originated. Humility is not regarding yourself as lesser. It is regarding yourself less frequently. Exist small before me and substantial before others. Allow thankfulness to govern your existence. 12th, recall those who endure hardship. Individuals exist where danger appears customary. Those in conflict, those in deprivation, in confinement of various kinds. Pray for their welfare. Contribute if possible. Advocate for fairness where voices are suppressed. Recall that your destiny connects to the destiny of the most vulnerable among you. When you attend to them, you reveal that you belong to a superior realm than this world frequently honors. 13th, quickly acknowledge when you are incorrect. Arrogance suggests justifications. Honesty acknowledges error. Declaring "I was mistaken" transforms you. It unlocks a passage to repair and development. If you are retaining anger like a possession, release it. If you are grasping a wound because it generates strength, recognize that genuine strength exists in allowing pain to become an instructor, not an instrument. 14th, maintain no false gods. False gods are numerous: wealth, validation, vengeance, arrogance, the requirement to dominate. Anything you serve beyond love becomes a false god. Demolish the small shrines you have constructed in your spirit. Liberate yourself from them. Exist open-handedly toward your existence. Allow your objectives to be sincere and your desire for reality strong. 15th, if you belong to a community of belief, assemble. If you have been remote from your spiritual family, return. In fellowship, you discover courage. In collective prayer, you discover support that silences the deepest fear. If your community has contributed to your pain, pursue healing with someone you trust. Remain honest and humble. Communities that love correctly are locations where sinners and saints encounter and assist each other forward. 16th, if you are desperate, recall mercy is closer than you believe. Mercy is not a reward for the deserving. It is the extended hand to the exhausted. Approach as you are. Do not arrange your shame in darkness and believe you must present a flawless appearance. Bring the chaotic, broken portions. Space exists for them. My love does not demand a catalogue of achievements. It only desires the opening of your spirit. 17th, observe for the subtle signs that remind you of what matters. A child's laughter, a bird's melody, the prayer of an elderly individual. These are not insignificant. They are portals into the existence I have created. Do not allow busyness to drown the music that maintains your spirit sane. Pause and observe. Breathe. Discover beauty in small elements. Beauty is not exclusively in elevated places. It resides in your hands when you attend to another being. 18th, be generous with accounts of grace. When you perceive mercy in your existence, declare it. When someone assists you in a small yet genuine manner, speak of it. Accounts of goodness construct courage in others. Individuals require evidence that love functions. Your account may be the reason another individual decides to believe again. 19th, prepare your spirit for gladness as well as sorrow. If an hour of great transformation arrives, it will bear both. You may weep for what departs and laugh for what approaches. Allow both tears and laughter to have space. Emotion does not invalidate belief. It completes it. Gladness that comes from a pure spirit is a powerful light. Celebrate in small victories, a healed wound, a forgiven debt, a hand extended. 20th, trust that I do not find pleasure in punishment. I do not take satisfaction in fear. My anger at injustice is evidence of my love for the oppressed. When I summon, it is to bring you into the completeness of existence. My ways may appear peculiar to you. My timing will not align with your plans. Yet my desire is to restore, to reconcile, to bring you into a peace that no danger can remove. 21st, be constant. The tempests will arrive and depart. Maintain firmly what you recognize as genuine. Allow your hope to be an anchor for others. Do not allow the world's volume to make you forget the quieter certainties. Love thoroughly. Pursue fairness. Remain humble. Forgive swiftly. Pray continuously. These are not hollow words. They are instruments for an existence that can endure anything. 22nd, if you question, that questioning is not a failure but a passage. Bring questions into the light. Ask inquiries. Pursue those who can assist you think and feel clearly. Questioning that drives you to honesty and humility is valuable. Questioning that is used to justify cruelty or laziness is hazardous. Allow your inquiries to bring you nearer to reality, not distance you from what is beneficial. 23rd, recall to be kind to yourself. You are loved beyond your comprehension. You will make mistakes on the path to becoming whole. When you fall, rise. When you fail, learn. The work of growing is long and patient. Be as kind to yourself as you would be to a companion who is learning to walk. Take the next step. 24th, if you guide others, guide with service. A guide who seeks to be served is not a guide in my perception. Guide by elevating others. When you make rules, allow them to be fair. When you set boundaries, allow them to protect, not punish. The measure of guidance is how many individuals are assisted, not how many fear you. 25th, keep watch with hope. The future is not a hazard to be cowered before, but a mystery to be met with readiness. Hold your existence lightly and your love firmly. Allow every action to be a response to the love you have received. Depart so that if the hour arrives unexpectedly, your spirit is full and your hands are occupied with beneficial work. My beloved, I do not want your existence to be driven by fear of a single day. I want it to be shaped by constant love. Prepare, indeed, but exist fully. Express the reality gently. Love without calculation. Be brave for those who cannot be brave for themselves. If tears arrive tomorrow, allow them to be the cleansing kind, tears that make room for a deeper gladness. If gladness arrives, share it. If sorrow arrives, allow it to instruct you compassion. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning, not because the world may conclude, but because the light you hold matters right now to someone in the darkness. Walk lightly upon the arrogant paths of this age. Walk heavily upon the paths of mercy. Be a constructor of peace in the places you travel. Be honest with yourself. Express plainly. Maintain love firmly. I am with you in every small moment and every great fear. I perceive the work of your hands, the cry of your spirit, the secret matters you hide from others. I do not count your sins to expose you. I count your opportunities to return. Take this time I have granted you and make of it an existence that will not be ashamed when the trumpet sounds, in whatever manner it sounds. Allow your possessions to be used to heal, your words to be used to bless, your feet to be used to run where mercy summons. Do not waste this breath on matters that fracture you. Use it to mend the fractured, to nourish the hungry, to remain by the isolated, to declare I love you to those who require hearing it. Do not solidify the spirit that can still soften. The world requires you to be tender and brave. Will you be both? Why must it conclude? Because not all that began was meant to endure forever in its fractured form. Some matters were lessons, some matters were tests, some were the beauty of a season. Seasons transform. Winter follows summer, and that cycle brings rest and new growth. If everything remained as it is, there would be no capacity for completeness, no room for repair, no space for healed gladness. I do not conclude matters because I find pleasure in loss. I conclude what cannot become improved in its present shape so that what is genuine can be made correct. There is goodness in completing a narrative, in bringing a worn matter to a place where it is mended or where its conclusion makes room for new existence. This is not waste. It is the wisdom of order. When all arrives to a close, only what is synchronized with my realm will remain. Love that has pursued fairness. Mercy that has refused to solidify. Acts performed quietly for the hungry. These are the measures that matter. The reality is not what you collected, but what you became. Did you develop into compassion? Did you risk ease to nourish a neighbor? Did you turn from falsehoods to reality in your small days? These are not small. They are the currency of the realm. The ledger I maintain is not a book of splendid titles, but of hands that touched others with attention, of mouths that expressed reality, of feet that walked to assist. The small matters accumulate. It is frightening for many to consider that the crowd of matters that fills existences will fade, and so they grasp. Grasping makes you smaller. Grasping can also make you cruel. You will accumulate, blame, and strike to maintain your position. I warn against this because I recognize the spirit that clutches loses the hand that offers. In the final day, the hands that offered will be warmer than the hands that grasped. When the world narrows and the disturbance dims, your genuine shape will display. Be not ashamed of what you cannot hold forever. Release what weighs you down. Maintain what liberates you to love. You ask why only I will matter. I will respond simply, I am the source and the destination. Everything that exists comes from a single beginning, and everything that is healed returns to that same place. Imagine a river flowing from a mountain spring into many streams, creating gardens and towns and existences. When the streams find damage and filth, the riverhead still holds the pure water, and the final journey returns many drops to that source. I am that source for spirits and for meaning. When all matters pass, the return is not hollow. It is full of connection. The conclusion is a coming home. Do not hold this as a rule meant only to shame. It is an invitation. If the conclusion will make clear that only what matters is love and fairness, then existing for those matters now becomes an urgent grace. Exist as if your existence will be counted by kindness. Plant gardens that nourish individuals, not monuments that nourish your arrogance. Express reality that liberates, not words that bind. Befriend the isolated, and do not make your existence a ledger of trophies. You will not carry wealth into the place that endures. You will carry the hands you assisted and the existences you mended. These are genuine treasures. There is a practical side to every reality. Prepare your spirit with works and your existence with love. When individuals speak of conclusions, many consider first about fear, fear of loss, fear of pain, fear of the unknown. This fear can be an instructor if you allow it to drive you to correctness. Allow fear to make you honest. Allow it to compel you to confess your failures, to set correct what you can, to love without calculation. When you arrange your existence, do so with humility. Do not pursue headlines for your goodness. Do not claim your work is flawless. Allow your actions to be quiet and constant. I will express plainly about hatred and harm. If you have been cruel, if you have used others for gain, if you have stood by while injustice developed, recognize that such decisions leave marks that are heavy. The weight of them will not be invisible on the day of conclusions. You cannot undo what you have performed, but you can name it and turn from it. There is room for repair in confession and restitution. If you have stolen from another, return what you can. If you have spread falsehoods, express the reality now. If you have taken advantage, pursue to restore. Small repairs often lead to larger healing. The aim is reality and restoration, not only shame. To the exhausted who have carried much and received little, I perceive you. Your reward is not forgotten. Even if you have anticipated and suffered, your patience matters. The conclusion will set straight many crooked matters. Fairness is not delayed because it is absent. It is delayed because the scene must be set for its full revelation. When the curtain is pulled, the reality will appear. Maintain hope. Your small faithful acts are seeds that time will one day gather. Keep performing them. There will be those who ridicule and those who mock the idea of a conclusion. They will laugh at discussion of an only matter that matters. To them, I declare, the conclusion reveals what was always genuine. A house that relied on shifting sand will collapse. A house constructed on strong foundations will stand. Mockery does not transform the law of seasons. What you construct on sand will not stay because it has no root. What you construct with mercy, with courage, and with reality has a root that will be recalled even if humanity forgets. Do not be surprised by the mocking voices. They often conceal fear or stubbornness. Recognize this, the realm I speak of is not small and not distant. It is not confined to a structure or a ritual or an exact language of words. It is the living presence of love made genuine in human spirits. When you nourish the hungry, you touch the realm. When you stop a blow with your own body to protect the weak, you have visited the realm. When you express kindness to the one who expects nothing, you have constructed the realm's gate. These acts are simple but mighty. The greatest deeds are often hidden from the crowd. O children of contradiction, you will stumble between fear and ease. You will desire to exist fully and also to conceal. Select the path that leaves your hands occupied with goodness. Idle hands nourish worry. Occupied hands develop courage. When the final day arrives, you will not be asked about how careful you were with fear, but whether you used your existence to love. That is the only scoreboard that will matter. There is mercy for those who have solidified long ago. The passage is never sealed to the one who returns. Shame can be heavy, but it is not the final weight. Bring it out into the light and name it. Confession is a doorway. Humility opens barriers. It is always superior to approach as you are than to delay until you are flawless. For flawless is not the requirement. Reality is. Turn your face. Make the small gestures that signify transformation a call to the one you wronged, a written apology, a transformed routine that positions others first. And recall, my presence is not a distant rule book. It is an invitation to an existence that sings. The music of that existence is mercy. And the refrain is simple: love your neighbor. Pursue fairness. Walk humbly. When you practice these, you are constructing an existence that reaches beyond any conclusion to what endures. Exist so your existence can be carried easily into the place I maintain. Exist simply. Love fiercely. Serve gladly. Then come the conclusion, come the transformation. You will stand with hands open and a spirit full. And in that openness you will discover rest. Go and perform the small matters.